What's going on, everyone? Lethal One up here, and guys, in this video we're going to talk about my thoughts on the Ghost of Tsushima director's cut, and more importantly, this is my experience, and did I think that this was worth the $30 upgrade from the jump from PS4 to PS5. That obviously comes with the next gen upgrades, but on top of that, it's coming with the extra additional content like the Iki Island expansion. So here we go. Check out some awesome gameplay that I captured during my experience and listen to my thoughts. All right, so let's talk about this. Now, I promise you guys this isn't going to be anything spoiler. I don't want to, ruin anything for anybody. I'm going to do as much as I can to make sure this is not a spoiler-free thing, especially the story, I think, is the more important thing that I make sure I don't even touch. This will be spoiler-free. I don't want to mess anything up. But I will say, aside from the story, was there anything that this Iki Island expansion kind of helped to justify that $30 price tag? And so they did do a couple things, right? A couple new gameplay features that they added in. And again, I don't want to spoil the story stuff, but I will kind of just kind of briefly mention a lot of the cool gameplay features that I've noticed in my time playing. Now, obviously, with the upgrade to the PS5, right, you're going to get a lot of cool things like they promised, like the haptics, right, and all the things that are coming with the controller, even the adaptive triggers. And I will say I really enjoyed the upgrades sometimes for that alone. I just like the feeling of, like, for example, in the Iki Island expansion, or just again in the PS5 upgrade in general here, I was really enjoying the feeling of when I was like riding my horse. You can feel it in the controller. Same thing when you're fighting. You can feel the slashes and you can feel the you can even hear it. Again, that's something you wouldn't have heard before, but it just that mixed in, the sound mixed in with the actual feeling when you're fighting, especially in the really cool boss fights that they had, with the upgrade, it makes just that experience just feel so much better, and it makes it feel a lot more immersive. And it wasn't like just there. They definitely implemented some new cool gameplay features, like using the grapple that you've had before for a new way of using it. I guess I don't want to spoil it too much, but essentially you can use it in a different way that I don't think you used it before the Iki Island expansion. And the way they've done it, it's really cool, and it really takes use of the adaptive triggers. And it makes that experience so much more better. And I really like that they did stuff like that, because at the end of the day, I just look at the PlayStation 5 DualSense controller and I just can't compare it to another one. You can, obviously, but nothing goes as crazy as what the DualSense is doing. It's, at least in my opinion. Again, I don't even want to try to fanboy it or anything, but like the Xbox controller is great. It's just one of those controllers where, hey, it wasn't broken last time. It was great. There wasn't anything they saw in the last one. In fact, everybody loved the Xbox One controller. So I feel like, the Series X controller is great. Didn't change really not much. But the PlayStation, what they did with the DualSense, it was just so many changes. Where, example, for this game, for this upgrade specifically, I feel like they took advantage of it, and it helped to really say, man, I really enjoyed it, especially with the archery challenge, something that they also brought into the game. Using that bow, you felt it, and it felt good using it. Let me see. There was also some other cool things that they added in, right? They added in some mythic tales, options to getting some more armor. They added more Mongol territory to the game. So, that mixed in with that, and then they also added a new feature of the Wind of Harmony, which kind of lets you explore and find animal sanctuaries, which is pretty neat. And the cool thing is, they added more to this than just a story mode, or just an actual story mission, I guess you could say. Because, typically DLC, you're just going to really be getting, right, that extra bit of story. That's typically, for the most part, that, or like an extra character or something. And so they did more than just that, right? And I shouldn't even say just those features alone. They also added in the fact that it's just a whole new island. Iki Island is a whole island. It's a whole new area where if you want to take advantage of that photo mode, you could. There's some spots there that are beautiful, and it's so colorful. And again, I'm not going to get into any spoiler stuff, but that alone is a lot. If you think about a brand new whole island that you can explore, again, photo mode it up, use all these new features, right? They're offering side content like the additional mythical tales, the Mongol territories. Like, that's a lot by itself. Hey everybody, real quick, this is Lethal One Up, just quick post editing. I'm in editing right now, and I also wanted to quickly mention this before I go and talk into a little bit about the story there, but I wanted to talk about real quickly, they added in a cool tournament mode that was inside of one of the new locations in Iki Island. And I wanted to say this was a pretty cool addition, because the enemies that you fought in here in this cool little tournament mode, you had to really try different fighting styles to figure out which one worked against the enemies. And at first, it was pretty hard. And what's cool is there is different enemies, so you do have to really play and be strategic and switch it up. So I want to say real quickly, that was another really cool additive that they put into the game. And then I feel like just the final piece of it is just to add in, obviously, the story. That was, to me, I think what really pushed it over to the point where I guess I can honestly say that, in my opinion, the $30 was justifiable, because I felt like you kind of got like a little mini extra game there, just because you got a little extra new world with a bunch of stuff you can do on that new world, and then they added a whole little story component to it. Now, some people might disagree and say, oh, you know, that's not worth $30. It's not even like that many hours you can put into it. But I found myself, for just the story alone, putting it around 4 to 5 hours, which is not that bad. I mean, I'm not one for saying that games need to be long for them to be, you know, even good. I actually enjoy a really good, concise, good story, good everything, good package, good gameplay for a good, like, maybe 10 to 12 10 to 12 hours. I think that for me is good. But I don't want to get too much into the story, but, you know, if you've watched the trailers, you know they introduce, you know, a brand new Mongol enemy, right? Khan is not a big thing right here. This is the eagle. And I don't want to talk too much about the eagle, besides the fact that I think how they did the eagle and how eagle relates to the story and what it, you know, what the relationship is between the eagle and Jin was really cool. I think it's definitely alone that, just if anybody who's a fan of Ghost of Tsushima and you became a fan of Jin, this extra story was really just kind of giving you more of that backstory to Jin, right? Explaining more things. And I think it was really cool the way they did it. They introduced even more characters than just the eagle. And again, I don't want to get into that spoiler, because at that point, that's kind of spoiler stuff. But those extra characters I felt were pretty cool, and I like that they added to the overall story, and one of which really adds to the story, especially with Jin. So I think it's worth it. I'm going to overall just say, with everything that I kind of just quickly mentioned here, I think the $30 price tag is definitely worth it. However, I will say, if just as someone who doesn't really care for that extra additional content, then, you know, this might be something you want to skip out on, because $30, if you think about it, that can get you a game like Hades right now, and that's a whole game. So I think it just depends if you're a really big fan of Ghost of Tsushima, and maybe you're just a fan of the first party, you know, games that are coming from PlayStation. You know, if you care for it, then I would say, if you care for, you know, the games and everything, I think it is worth it. I think Ghost of Tsushima is great. I love what Sucker Punch did with this world, and so I do think overall, with everything added in, I think it's worth the $30 price tag. Give me your thoughts down below. I guess we can kind of come back to me here. If you guys enjoyed this video, but again, first off, leave me comments down below. I love interacting with you guys. You guys have been commenting a lot more, and it's actually been making it like a lot better when it comes to videos, because I love talking to you guys, and things that I probably just missed in this alone, I'm getting it from you guys, and I really do enjoy that. So right off the jump, comment your thoughts down below. If you played the Iki Island expansion, you did the whole upgrade to the PS5, I want to hear if you thought the $30 was worth it in your opinion. Let me know down below in the comment section. But I guess now I'll go ahead and wrap it up and say thank you guys for watching. Give this video a like. It really helps out the video a lot. And if you are brand new to the channel, definitely hit that subscribe button. I'd appreciate that, as we're trying to really grow and you know, push this new content going forward. So thank you guys for watching. I'm Lethal1Up, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.